there, Jeff? Jeff, we can't hear you. All right, we'll go over to Alex Simon here with the next, followed by Rashawn Haylock.
Hi, Brittney. First, just a quick check-in. It looked like in like the first quarter, you kind of had a moment where it looked like you were a little slow to get up and kind of got banged up a tiny bit. And then at the end of the game, reporters in the arena were saying you had
banged up a little bit, and then
just a reporter in the arena said that you had a walking boot on as you were walking out. Just kind of how are you feeling at this point right now?
Capital D T-A-U-R-A-S-I.
So,
Capital D.
Yeah, I had a little
D-A-U-R-A-S-I.
D. Tarasi.
Damn near got the best head in the world on her.
Alex, right
I
there.
be ready to put her lips on my dick and she swear.
Lon, is that right? Let me see. Is that right? Lon, is that right? Is that right, Lon? Let me see. 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 Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Ankle was just a little, little minor roll. So just wore the boot to take pressure off of it coming in. And, but, it's one of those things like, are you injured? Are you hurt? So, we make it rock.
And I guess to kind of, have that happen early in a game in the first quarter to kind of continue to play through that and to play the way you did, I imagine as frustrating as the team result was for you personally, that has to be at least hey, even if I'm not 100%, I'm still doing what I can for the team right now, right?
Yeah. We're professional athletes at an elite level, and sometimes you just gotta push through things that, like a normal person would probably, take a day or two or whatever, but we just got to push through. Really wanted to get that win the other day, so we got another chance today, and that's the goal. Try to go out there and get a win.
Next up, we have Rashawn Haylock with KTLA.
Hey, Brittney. You just came off a series with Dallas. What have you learned from the second night of these sort of back-to-backs in terms of the way they play out?
The way we're playing this year, kind of with the teams, we're playing multiple times, night after night like that. It's kind of like it reminds me of playoffs. You make adjustments, you're able to make quick adjustments, so hopefully you can apply that in the game. But it's just, you should be more familiar with what they're running. They just ran it against you, maybe 2 nights before. So, we should know the actions more when they're calling them out. So, maybe we can have a little bit of an advantage. But it just comes down to who's going to execute X and O's, better.
Defensively, what do you have to do tonight? They were able to get quite a few pain points the other night and execute on some back doors. What's going to be the key for you defensively tonight?
Just try to make them take tough shots. If they get into the paint, they're good. They're crafty. They got really great guards, and they're going to get into the paint. We just got to make it tougher. I feel like they got some easy baskets. Weren't really contested on some of them. I was out of play on some of them. So just trying to be more engaged, more, in the middle, make them see more numbers.
All right, we're going to go 2 final questions here. Next up, we have Rafiq Lewison, followed by Alex Simon.
This is Rafiq with nothing but that sports talk. I just want to know, what are you doing to make sure that you're consistent with your game when on and off the court, especially with all the dunks you've done a few weeks ago?
Just mindset. When I go into the game, I want to at least try to get, at least one dunk attempt. That's what I said. I want to try to at least get an attempt in each game that I'm in. That's going to make me more aggressive. And then as far as just staying consistent, I feel like it's a mentality. If you go in and you try to do the same thing, each night, and you work on the same things in practice, it becomes muscle memory, and you're able to kind of keep it the same. Now, if they go in, that's another thing. That's just, that's up in the air. But, you got to keep shooting them. You got to keep going at it because it's going to fall.
And another thing, when you look back at the film for the last few minutes of the loss against the Los Angeles Sparks a few weeks ago, what did Coach talk to you about as far as minimizing the turnovers that you guys had?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you turn over the ball against any WBA team, they're normally going to capitalize on it, and we have to limit that. We can't just give them free points. Can't just give them the ball. Got to make them work for it. So we have to be more crisp, get open better, set better screens, meet our passes. Just simple things that you learn. You kind of forget a little bit, and then you have a couple of games where you have too many turnovers, and they turn into easy points, easy baskets. So remembering that, knowing that, going to this game, and just being sharp and crisp.
All right, final question comes from Alex Simon with the next.
Yeah, Brittney, two quick ones. When you talk about these back-to-backs, it seems like across the league, but even for you guys, that second game has been a little tighter scoring, a little more defensive. Is that kind of what happens when you get to know a team, is the defense is able to adjust a lot better with that second game?
Yeah, I mean, it's like in practice when you're going up against your own teammates and they know the plays, like they jump on things where, they know where you're going. They know what spot you want to go to. They know where the next pass is going. So it makes it tighter. Defensively, you're able to be there, beat them to the spot a little bit more. So it definitely makes it tougher playing teams, back to back that closely. But it's like playoffs. So it's like just getting us ready.
And then obviously a 4-game losing streak is never a good time. When you guys have a game like this, though, and you have 8 days off before your next game, does that kind of maybe increase the urgency that you don't want to go into this whole week with a bad feeling and kind of this continuing?
Definitely don't want to go into. Definitely don't. Definitely don't. And knowing that we have that many days in between the next game, it's like put it all out on there. Put it all out there, and go as hard as you can, because we got time, to rest and get back, ready. So we balls to the walls and just go.
All right, thanks for the time, BG.